Studio B Playoff Central Live presented by AT&T 5G, along with Coach of the Year Sam Mitchell, of course the lottery veteran legend Greg Anthony. We just witnessed the Dallas Mavericks avoid the brooms being taken out the closet, and they live to play another day. They get the victory tonight. They win by 10. They led by as many as 29. Luka again doing Luka things in elimination games. He scored 30 or more 5 times in elimination situations. GA, your immediate takeaways from this victory?
I'm happy that Dallas won the game because of what they've accomplished this season. Whether or not they win the series, to me, was irrelevant. But we talked about this earlier. If you get swept in a conference final, barring injury or some extenuating circumstance, that to me that puts a downer on everything else you've done. So for them to get that win in front of their home fans and really get it the way they played all season long. I mean, they knocked down 23s for a while. They looked like they were going to break the record for the postseason for made threes in a game. But they control the backboard, right? They didn't get hurt on the offensive glass. They kept Golden State out of transition. And I thought they did a really good job of defending the three against Golden State. And so they did a lot of really good things. Listen, Luka, as great as he was really inefficient, 10 of 26 from the field. But it was about what the other guys did. And we talked about the top. Could they make threes, Sam? And they did. Maxi Kleber knocked down. Reggie Bullock was knocking down threes. Dorian Finney-Smith looked like the guy we saw in the Phoenix series. So those other guys that really kind of helped propel them to this conference finals finally showed up, and in a big way. And it's nice to see it happen when their back was against the wall.
Yeah, I just think they did the things they need to do. Look, early in the game, even though they were making some threes, when Golden State would chase them off that three-point line, they took advantage. And some of those guys drove the ball to the basket and finished. And that's something Jason Kidd has been talking about. Yeah, it's one thing to live by the three, but you don't want to die by it in the conference finals. So I just think Dallas did what they need to do. They defended. They defended Golden State threes. They took away those easy backdoor layups and cuts like that. They rebounded the ball, took away those long rebounds, and then Luka controlled the pace of the game. And then others. You look at this scoring down the line, double-figure scores. The ball was moving. Everyone played. Everyone contributed. And that's what they're going to have to do. And then we talked about this. If Luka don't get 40, they win. Yeah. And Luka, he didn't play well, but he did get 40 because that means he didn't totally dominate the ball all night.
Their 11th game, talking about the Mavericks for you, just interject, the 11th time this postseason they've hit 15 or more threes. That's an NBA record. Yeah. They hit 17 in this one, shoot 46%. So, again, live by the three, die by the three. They lived by it tonight, but go ahead.
They did, but the most important thing they did tonight, I thought, they were on the regular season the slowest paced team in the league. They played faster. Yeah. And so by playing faster, it doesn't allow the defense to settle in and dictate tempo and dictate where the ball goes on a prospective possession. And so I thought that was really important. Golden State all series is when they go with their man-to-man pick-and-roll defense against Luka, and when they try to hunt the small guard, whether it be Poole or Steph Curry, that guard would shoot up the lane and it would freeze Luka. And then the guy who set the screen for Luka, he wouldn't create. He wouldn't relocate. He'd kind of just stay there, and it was almost as if he became another defender. Yeah. Tonight, Luka was much more aggressive. As soon as he came off, he either tried to split it or attack that guard that was shooting up, and they spaced it much better. They relocated really well. They did this a lot in this game where they see how he tries to jump up, and this time they relocate really quick, and they don't bail him out. And then Luka makes the pass, and then they're able to then spread them out and space them enough to where now they could dictate where the shot was going to go. And they did this consistently. And then even when they went to the zone, I thought Luka's ability to score what I call a scoring pass, because he creates an advantage for Dorian Finney-Smith, who then finds that weak side opposite three-point corner shooter. And Powell did a great job of setting that screen on that baseline. So they made those adjustments. They don't look like big things, but when you do that, now the defenders start to think, because now they're unsure of their rotations, because now they've mixed things up. So you'll expect an adjustment from Steve Kerr in terms of how they want to play that pick and roll, because they're going to see a ton of those in Game 5. I got to believe if you're Jason Kidd and that coaching staff, they like that matchup. Because it allowed them to put guys in positions where they had an advantage, where we didn't see that in the last game. They were kind of forced to have to take tough shots. They weren't comfortable putting the ball on the floor. That wasn't the case tonight.
By the way, 65 three-pointers for the Dallas Mavericks through the first 4 games of the series. That's an NBA record. So, again, they're shooting the three at a very high clip. Not always the best percentages, great percentage in this game. Coach, what else are you paying attention to as far as takeaways from this game from the Warriors' perspective?
Well, I mean, look, Steve Kerr kind of set the tone where his mindset was before the game with what happened in Texas outside of San Antonio. And, you know, you can't just dismiss that. If that was on his mind, then I'm sure it permeated through that locker room. And, you know, they had to play a game tonight, and it was tough because if your coach is feeling like that before the game, the players are going to feel that way. So, and we all, you know, even though we had a game tonight and we're doing our job, you know, all of our mind and heart is in Texas right now because it's just time and time after again. And Steve Kerr said that you can see the anger, you can see the hurt. Not only hear it in his voice, you can see it on his face. So I just think this was one of those games tonight. This wasn't really about the game. This was just about the mindset. And that it was something a little bit more important tonight than a basketball game. Not to make light of it, not to say this game wasn't important, because it is when you put it in perspective. But in the big picture of it all, Golden State's still up 3-1. They understand. They never really expected to sweep this Dallas team, Greg. I don't think anyway, because you go to the regular season, Dallas beat them 3-1. So, and Dallas have some distinct advantages. So, I just think if you're Golden State, you just shake this off and you understand you're in the conference finals, you didn't expect to sweep, and you go home and you try to end things there.
Indeed, and we send our best to all the families and friends affected in Texas. In the meantime, no easy transition here, but let's send it to Jason Kidd, who's at the podium.
Jason, what did you think just about the team's overall just poise, focus, intent tonight to knowing that their backs are up against the wall like they had been a couple of times already this postseason?
Yeah, I thought the guys came out no different than Game 3 and Game 2 in the sense of executing and playing at a high level, making shots, you know, was something that we've done in those games. And then defensively, you know, being able to rebound the ball, to have 30 assists, you know, that means we're making shots. But again, being able to score, you know, they're going to play the majority of the game. So that's going to present a problem, you know, for them in the sense of giving up threes. And we were able to capitalize on that tonight.
Reggie and Maxey both struggled so much in Game 3. What did it say to you that they were both able to have such strong bounce-back performances?
That's just who they are. That's their DNA. It's not about just one game. It's about the journey. It's about, you know, being able to bounce back, and that's what they've done, and that's what they've helped us